Sekibo, PDP chieftain and elders Celestino Mejia, suspended secretary to the state government Tammy Danagogo, and a host of others. Now elsewhere, Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo has offered an unconditional political amnesty to the 2024 PDP governorship candidate in the state, Azuwe Ighodalo. The governor, in a statement by his spokesman, Fred Itua, said his offer of political amnesty to Ighodalo, who has allegedly been sidelined by his political benefactors, is a show of true sportsmanship. He spoke on the need for unity and reconciliation beyond political divides, assuring Ighodalo that any past political differences would be set aside if he chooses to accept the unconditional political amnesty. The Court of Appeal in Abuja on Thursday affirmed the election of Governor Okpebholo. Now, in his reaction, Ighodalo vowed to challenge the verdict at the Supreme Court. In the meantime, the director of Yiaga Africa, Mr. Samson Itodo, has urged Nigerian youth to prepare for political participation rooted in values and performance. Speaking on Channels Television, Itodo said youth leadership must go beyond numbers to reflect substance and ideology. The Yiaga director criticized the prevailing political culture, saying it lacks the value-based foundation needed to drive meaningful progress. Now, away from that, Police say their operatives have killed a notorious kidnap kingpin and suspected murderer, David Uzoma Kamalo, popularly known as MKs. A statement by the spokesperson of the Rivers State Police Command, SP Grace Iringekoko, said MKs was killed during a tactical raid by officers of the Rumoji Division at his hideout in Rumodogo 1 community, Emoha local government area. SP Iringekoko said several of MK's gang members escaped with bullet wounds. The police said some of the items recovered from the scene include a pump-action shotgun, 2 live cartridges, and various local charms believed to be used for protection and intimidation. She said MKs, who was the leader of the feared kidnapping gang, was declared wanted by a former chairman of Emoha local government area. In another development, operatives of the Nigerian Immigration Service have arrested a popular native doctor, Levi Obieze, also known as Ide Play, Ide Show. Obieze is wanted by the Enugu State Police Command for alleged involvement in abduction, kidnapping, and ritual killings. The Controller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Kemi Nandap, confirmed the arrest on Thursday in a statement. He said the native doctor was arrested by vigilante men of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Lagos State Border Patrol Command at Baji checkpoint along Badagry Seme Road while attempting to flee the country on a motorcycle. Obieze, a resident of Umuojo village in Isiago community, Enugu State, is alleged to have been involved in the kidnapping of a 13-year-old girl on Tuesday. Online videos show how the community was thrown into panic on Monday following the discovery of 2 decomposing bodies of pregnant women in the Sokoway pit of the native doctor. In another video, community members were seen dragging and parading him naked. The native doctor was popular for his flamboyant displays of wealth and habitual money spraying at public events. He was reportedly on the run along with his 4 wives before his eventual capture. The NIS says he has admitted to the alleged crimes. Now, the Office of the National Security Advisor, headed by Nuhu Ribadu, has invited Amnesty International AI Nigeria for a consultative meeting following the publication of a new report by the human rights organization on insecurity in the country. AI had, in a report on Wednesday, raised the alarm over what it described as the Nigerian government's failure to protect citizens from relentless attacks by armed groups and bandits. The human rights organization in the report said at least 10,217 people have been killed and 672 villages sacked in the past 2 years under President Bola Tinubu. It said Benue State recorded the highest number of deaths, with 6,896 people killed, followed by Plateau State with 2,630 deaths. But the federal government, in a statement by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, disputed the report, saying it should be wholly discarded for being an empty attempt at sensationalism and scaremongering. Coming up, NGF condoles with Niger State over flood tragedy. Stay with us.
Showcase your business at the Bolt Architect.
Welcome back, and now the rest of the news. A heated dispute erupted between FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and Senator representing the FCT Ireti Kingibe over the sealing of properties in Abuja for unpaid ground rent. Kingibe condemned the clampdown as unconstitutional and excessive, citing that such enforcement should follow due process and not involve arbitrary property seizures. Wike's aide, however, accused her of ignorance and political bias, insisting the actions were legal under the Land Use Act. Despite President Tinubu granting a 14-day grace period to defaulters, the clash reflects growing political tensions over policy enforcement in the capital. Kingibe has promised legislative action to ensure future due process. Now, organized labor has strongly criticized President Bola Tinubu's 2-year performance, claiming his economic reforms have deepened poverty for over 150 million Nigerians. Speaking in an interview on Thursday, Nigeria Labour Congress NLC President Joe Ajero argued that Tinubu's government has recycled failed policies and failed to deliver on its promises. But the All Progressive Congress APC defended the administration, dismissing the NLC's criticism as shallow and politically motivated. As you may know, President Tinubu in his midterm speech acknowledged the hardship faced by Nigerians, but maintained that his reforms are laying the foundation for a more stable and prosperous country under the renewed Hope agenda. And also, the Minister of Health, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, has commended the performance of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, courtesy of his 2 years in office, as he recounts the significant progress recorded in the health sector over the past 2 years of his administration. Speaking on Channels Television, Ali Pate said a development to alleviate Nigeria's total dependency on foreign-produced medical relief products is in motion.
In the last 2 years, under the leadership of this administration, we've seen coherence in terms of the governance of the health sector, defragmenting the sector, orienting it towards the people's needs, be more transparent and more accountable, and allocate more resources, double what it was in 2023. I think we've made tremendous progress. We are not where we were in 2023. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu initiated an effort to unlock the healthcare value chain, what we call PIVAC, with policy reforms to reduce the tariffs on raw materials and manufacturing equipment, but also to encourage organization of the demand side so that we can patronize what is locally made.
He also confirmed that 17 hospitals are currently providing free treatment for women diagnosed with obstetric fistula In addition, he announced the president's decision to commission 3 oncology centers aimed at providing access to improved healthcare services for Nigerians living with chronic illnesses.
When you talk about inclusion, you need to start with those who are most marginalized. So by this intervention through the 17 fistula centers in Nigeria and taking away the cost of that fistula repair while expanding the training of the clinicians to fix those fistula, Nigeria has never had this massive expansion of the treatment infrastructure for cancer. 2 years ago, the president approved for 6 new world-class cancer infrastructure and equipment and 10 major world-class diagnostic centers. The oncology center, 3 of them are ready to be commissioned, and we're expecting a date when President will commission it, and 3 will be ready in the 3rd or 4th quarter.
Now, a mild drama ensued in the Senate recently when the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, asked a colleague of his, Senator Sani Musa, who represents Niger East Senatorial District, to define harmonize. Senator Musa was startled as he struggled to define the word. He was unable to define the word as he took his seat while the plenary session continued. In other news, the Nigeria Governors Forum, NGF, has extended its condolences to the government and people of Niger State following the devastating flood that claimed numerous lives and destroyed property in Mokwa local government area. At least 21 people lost their lives and property worth millions of naira was destroyed in the flood. NGF chairman and Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, in a statement, expressed shock over the scale of destruction caused by the flood. He said the flood is a reminder of the stark realities of climate change and the accompanying effect on how we live. We move over to business now. The national president of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association Nigeria, Ipman Abubakar Maigandi, has dismissed fears that the shutdown of the Port Harcourt refinery will create scarcity and lead to rising costs. Mr. Maigandi made this known in a telephone interview with correspondent Yobi Oruware while speaking on the possible effect the shutdown of the Port Harcourt refinery might have on the supply of petrol.
Well, for the concern, it's a serious concern. We are not happy for the refinery to break down within a short time after maintenance. But the only thing up to now, we didn't get the feedback from the NNPCL. But what is there? But there will be no scarcity because already there is availability of petroleum product because Dangote is running 24 hours. So I think there is no any panicking for the masses in the purchase of the product. Rather, we are stakeholders in the industry, whereby if they have any product, we can go there and purchase and send it to our various filling stations.
The Ipman president also believes that the possible entrance of more refineries will reduce the cost of petrol in Port Harcourt and its environs.
Before Dangote refinery started production, if you observe, the price there in Port Harcourt is a little bit higher. But now the price is reducing day by day. So there are differences. Apart from Dangote, I think there are some refineries that will pick up very soon. So if you finish that one, I know it will reduce the tension of transportation for the people who are around that area. All what I will say to our marketers, they should be friendly in terms of their markets, because if you observe now all over the country, any village you go, you will find our members there selling their product at a lower rate compared to the other marketers.
On his part, a filling station owner in Port Harcourt said despite being far away, the operation of Dangote refinery will help cushion the impact the shutdown of the Port Harcourt refinery could have in the sector.
Most private depots go to Dangote and buy and they bring down to Port Harcourt. Dangote doesn't sell to one truck person. Dangote sell from 2 million liters up. So most people doesn't have that kind of money to buy up to 2 million liters, because approximately 2 million liters will be close to 2 billion. So when these private depots owners who has this financial muscle, so they will go to Dangote and buy like 10 million liters, 5 million liters, bring down to Port Harcourt. Some will take it to Warri, because Dangote price that Dangote used to give them is very, very cheap. They will buy it and bring it here and they sell.
Recall that last week, the NNPCL announced the shutdown of Port Harcourt refinery for the next month to enable maintenance of the plant. In entertainment, fast-rising Afrobeat star Nasboy intends to feature Davido on his song. For this, Nasboy intends to visit all of Nigeria's 36 states and kneel to ask Davido for a verse. He revealed this intention in a post on his Instagram account where he was pictured holding a placard in front of the Osun State Government Secretariat, which kicked off the campaign. And now in sport, Real Madrid have signed defender Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool on a deal until 2031.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
Flights were temporarily disrupted at Liberia main airport on Thursday night after a private jet carrying President Joseph Boakai almost crashed while landing. Part of the presidential jet's landing gear malfunctioned while approaching the runway, causing a rough landing, airport authorities said. The incident, which sparked panic at the airport, forced the cancellation of all scheduled flights for the night, local media reported. President Boakai, who was returning from a trip in Nigeria with his entourage, was safely evacuated unharmed as authorities announced an investigation.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Suspended Rivers governor says President Tinubu's intervention saved him. Police have killed a suspected kidnapper in Rivers State. NSA has invited Amnesty International over its report on insecurity. Edo State Governor Obebolo has offered amnesty to Ighodalo after court defeat. On the foreign scene, a plane carrying the Liberian president was involved in a landing scare. The news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.
To thrive in a fast-changing world.
Tune in to 92.3 Nigeria Info. Keep your dial locked for sustainable development.